Have you ever wondered what the signs of mental illness are? Mental health is a topic that often goes unspoken, yet it holds a paramount importance in our lives. It's like the silent cog that keeps the machinery of our existence running smoothly. However, mental illness can manifest in a variety of ways, as unique as the individuals who experience them. Some signs are obvious, others more subtle, but all are significant. Understanding these signs is a crucial step in early identification and treatment. It's about opening up a dialogue, reaching out a hand, and ensuring that no one has to fight their battles alone. It's about fostering a world where mental health is given the same weight as physical health. So, let's dive into this vital topic. In this video, we will explore 10 common signs of mental illness. So, buckle up. We're about to embark on a journey of awareness, empathy, and understanding. The first sign is a change in behavior. You may notice that someone's daily routine has started to shift in a significant way. This could be something as subtle as a loved one who used to be a night owl suddenly sleeping all day, or as glaring as a normally chatty friend becoming quiet and withdrawn. Changes in eating habits can also be a sign. Maybe meals become a chore, or perhaps they're being used as a form of comfort more than usual. This can result in noticeable weight gain or loss. Social interactions can also be affected. An outgoing person might start to avoid social gatherings, or someone who is usually reserved might become unusually outgoing. Keep in mind, we all have off days and periods of change, but if these changes in behavior are consistent and drastic, it could be a sign of a mental health issue. It's important to approach the situation with understanding and empathy. So, pay attention to any drastic or consistent changes in behavior. The second sign is frequent and extreme mood swings. Now, we all have those days when we're feeling on top of the world, only to feel a little down later. That's normal. But when someone swings from feelings of euphoria, feeling invincible, bursting with energy, to suddenly plummeting into a state of deep depression, it's a different story. That's not just being moody. These drastic mood swings can be indicative of certain mental health conditions such as bipolar disorder or borderline personality disorder. It's like riding an emotional roller coaster where the highs are very high and the lows are deeply low. It's exhausting, not just for the person experiencing it, but also for those around them. So, if you or someone you know is experiencing these intense mood swings, it's crucial to seek help. Remember, frequent intense mood swings are not just moodiness. They could be a sign of something more. The third sign we're looking at is excessive worry or anxiety. Imagine a feeling of worry that isn't just fleeting or linked to a specific event. Instead, it's a constant, overwhelming sense of fear that seems to have no trigger, and it's so intense that it interferes with your everyday activities. It's like having a shadow following you around, casting a dark veil over every experience. This is what people with an anxiety disorder live with. It's not just about being a worrier. Anxiety disorders can cause physical symptoms too, such as headaches, fatigue, and sleep problems. They can make you feel restless and tense, and can even lead to panic attacks. But it's important to remember that everyone's experience with anxiety is different. What might be manageable for one person could be debilitating for another. Anxiety is more than just feeling stressed or worried, it can be a debilitating condition. Our fourth sign is withdrawal from friends, family, and activities. It's natural to crave solitude at times, but when a person consistently prefers to be alone, avoiding social interactions, it could indicate a mental health issue. We are social beings, and interaction with others is key to our well-being. When a person starts to withdraw, it's often because they're trying to cope with overwhelming feelings or thoughts. They may feel safer or more comfortable in their own space, away from social pressures. While everyone needs me time, excessive isolation can be a red flag. It's especially concerning if the person used to enjoy socializing and now shuns it, or if they're avoiding activities they once loved. It's also important to note that withdrawal doesn't necessarily mean physical isolation. A person can be in a room full of people and still feel disconnected or withdrawn. Isolation and withdrawal can often be a cry for help. The fifth sign is persistent feelings of worthlessness or guilt. This is not about occasional self-doubt or guilt over a specific mistake. We're talking about an ongoing, deep-seated conviction of being unimportant, useless, or bearing guilt that's out of proportion to any mistakes made. It's like carrying a backpack full of bricks that weighs you down, relentlessly. This undue guilt or low self-esteem can often distort a person's perspective of themselves and their place in the world. It's like looking at life through a warped mirror where every achievement seems insignificant and every mistake feels catastrophic. This may lead to a cycle of self-deprecation, where the person constantly undervalues themselves and overestimates their faults. Remember, it's normal to feel down at times, but when feelings of worthlessness or guilt become a constant companion, it may indicate a deeper underlying mental health issue. Feelings of worthlessness and guilt should never be taken lightly. The sixth sign is difficulty concentrating. This is more than just losing your keys or forgetting an appointment. We're talking about consistent issues with focus, concentration, or memory that disrupt your daily life. It's like trying to tune into a radio station but only catching static. You might find it hard to complete tasks, follow conversations, or remember instructions. Your mind might wander, or you might get stuck on certain thoughts. This difficulty can extend to all areas of life, from work and school to social interactions and personal projects. It's not just about trying harder or drinking more coffee, it's a serious sign that something might be off with your mental health. Mental health issues like depression, anxiety, ADHD, and others can all cause problems with concentration. If you're experiencing this, it's important to talk to a healthcare provider. Remember, difficulty concentrating isn't always just being distracted. The seventh sign is changes in physical health. When we think of mental illness, we often picture emotional distress, but it's essential to remember that our minds and bodies are intimately connected. Symptoms of mental illness can manifest physically, sometimes in surprisingly tangible ways. Unexplained physical symptoms could be a sign that something is amiss mentally. These might include frequent headaches or stomach aches, seemingly without a cause. It's not that these symptoms are all in your head, rather, they are real physical sensations that are brought about by mental distress. Another clear indicator can be changes in weight. This might be due to changes in eating habits, often linked to conditions like depression or anxiety. Significant weight loss or gain over a short period can be a red flag, hinting at underlying mental health issues. So remember, when it comes to mental health, it's not just about the mind. Physical and mental health are more linked than we often realize. The eighth sign is an increase in substance use. It's not uncommon for individuals grappling with mental health issues to turn to substances as a form of self-medication. This can include alcohol, illicit drugs, or even the misuse of prescription medications. This increased reliance on substances often emerges as a coping mechanism, an attempt to numb the pain or escape the reality of their mental distress. While it may provide temporary relief, this behavior can exacerbate the underlying issue, leading to a vicious cycle of dependency and worsening mental health. It's important to note that substance abuse is not a solution, but rather a sign that professional help may be needed. It's a distress signal, a cry for help from someone unable to cope with their mental health struggles on their own. Remember, it's not about blame or judgment, it's about understanding, compassion, and getting the necessary help. Substance abuse can often be a response to unaddressed mental health problems. The ninth sign is persistent feelings of hopelessness. This sign is more than just having a bad day or a momentary feeling of defeat. It's about experiencing a relentless, overpowering sense of despair or a bleak outlook on life that just doesn't seem to lift. Imagine feeling like you're stuck in a deep, dark tunnel with no visible way out, or like you're drowning in a sea of despair with no lifeline in sight. This is what persistent feelings of hopelessness can feel like. It's a pervasive sense of doom that tinges every aspect of a person's life, making even simple tasks seem insurmountable, and future prospects appear bleak. It's important to remember that these feelings are not necessarily a reflection of reality. They are rather a symptom of a deeper issue that needs to be addressed. Such overwhelming despair can be a sign of several mental health conditions, including depression, anxiety disorders, and bipolar disorder. Hopelessness can be a major red flag for mental illness. The 10th and final sign is thoughts of death or suicide. This is a clear and alarming indication that someone may be grappling with a severe mental health issue. These thoughts can vary in intensity and frequency, but they all share a common trait. They are a cry for help. Suicidal ideation, as it's referred to by mental health professionals, can be fleeting or persistent. Some may fantasize about death without a concrete plan, while others may have a detailed plan. Regardless of the specifics, any form of suicidal thoughts is a serious matter that requires immediate attention and intervention. It's important to remember that these thoughts are often the result of immense emotional pain, and the individual may feel that there's no other way out. It's not a sign of weakness or a character flaw, it's a symptom of a deep-seated mental health issue. Suicidal thoughts are always a sign to seek help immediately. It's crucial that we take these signs seriously, reach out to professionals, and ensure the person is safe. These are just a few of the signs that someone might be dealing with a mental health issue. We've discussed changes in behavior, mood swings, anxiety, withdrawal, feelings of worthlessness, difficulty concentrating, changes in physical health, substance abuse, feelings of hopelessness, and suicidal thoughts. These aren't definitive proof of mental illness, but they are signals that something might not be right. It's crucial to remember that mental illness is not a sign of weakness. It's a health issue, just like any physical ailment. And just like physical illnesses, mental health issues are treatable. There's no shame in asking for help. If you or someone you know exhibits any of these signs, it's essential to seek professional assistance. Mental health professionals are equipped with the tools and knowledge to guide you or your loved ones towards recovery. Remember, mental health is just as important as physical health. Recognize the signs, reach out, and get the help you or your loved ones need.